Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to kind of do a quick, kind of a movie review, a movie that's kind of been on my mind as of late, and I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts with it. I know I haven't done a movie review in a while, and well, maybe not a while, but I want to review Jason Goes to Hell. I just finished watching it. Shush, kitty. That's my cat, Robin. Um, It's a very, very interesting movie. It plays like more of an episode of maybe from the Friday the 13th show, or maybe even Supernatural, since it has Rufus in there as the bounty hunter guy. Not That's not the guy's real name, but I mean, he plays Duke the bounty hunter in Jason Goes to Hell. But it's a very strange movie. It and when I first saw it, I didn't like it at all because Jason like is chasing this lady in the beginning, and it turns out that she's like an undercover FBI agent posing as a camper to get Jason to come after her, and then they like all shoot Jason up. All these FBI agents come out of the trees and all this giant like lights on them and stuff. They blow him up, and it's like all his body parts go all over the place, and his heart like flies out of his chest or flies out of his body, I guess, and doesn't get destroyed or anything, and it's like still beating. And so Jason's dead apparently. Jason's dead. Um, and then they take his body to the coroner's office, to the morgue. Um, and the coroner's going over the body, and talking about how messed up it is and how many times he got shot and all that stuff, and 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 then he's like weighing the heart out, like because I guess they weigh out the organs. I don't know what they do, in the morgue, but he's weighing his heart out, and it starts beating again, and like it's like got this, it like hypnotizes him, and like got this black viscous material pumping out of it, not blood but something else, and he eats the heart, and I guess Jason possesses the guy and like kills some people, like kills another coroner and kills like the guards, which one of them was played by Kane Hodder, who played Jason, or who plays Jason, who played Jason. He didn't play Jason anymore, but and so Jason goes on a killing spree in the coroner's body for a while, kills a bunch of people, and then we find out that Jason actually has a sister, which is weird because she's never mentioned before. And why would Jason be after his sister? Like, that doesn't really make any sense, because I mean, why would you want to kill his sister? Because Jason, family is a pretty important theme, like his mom and everything, and I don't think he'd be wanting to kill his sister. But I mean, whatever. He has a sister and he has a niece, and he has and his niece has a baby. So, according to the bounty hunter Duke, um, the only thing that can kill Jason is another Voorhees, and so it's got to be either his sister, his sister's daughter, or his sister's daughter's daughter. um, but Jason possesses this other guy who is a cop, and he tries to go after his sister, and his sister's daughter's ex-boyfriend, I guess, shows up and like protects her a little bit, but then like Jason, or the possessed cop that's Jason or whatever, throws a knife in her back and kills her, and she's dead. And then he fights with the boyfriend, and the boyfriend like throws him out. Like, he gets like shot in the head. I think the possessed cop gets shot in the head, and then gets thrown out the window. And then the boyfriend gets framed for everything, because when they go to find the body outside the window, it's not there anymore. And then so then daughter comes home. The daughter of Jason's sister comes home, and she's all sad and everything, and have the funeral and whatnot. Or I guess they don't have the funeral. Maybe they do have a funeral. I don't know. I don't think there's a funeral. But she's there because her mom died, or she was coming there to visit, but she found out her mom died. And then she's there with her new boyfriend, who's like this news reporter. And this news reporter's like a real asshole, like slime ball. And he's just there for a story because I guess he knows about the whole Voorhees thing. And he steals like Jason's sister's body from the morgue and like hides it in the old Voorhees house, Jason's family's house. And and then like he's like and so then like Jason possesses the asshole boyfriend, and and then the cop guy like melts away, I guess, because I guess that body was just used up from Jason possessing it. I don't know really. They don't really explain anything for too good, but I mean the bounty hunter Duke kind of explains that Jason has to keep jumping from body to body because the bodies wear out, and so he possesses the asshole boyfriend, and then the ex-boyfriend shows up and tries to protect his ex-girlfriend, who is the daughter of Jason's sister, and he tries to protect her and her baby, and he fights the ex-boy the crazy asshole boyfriend who's possessed by Jason now, and um he beats him and runs him over, and she's all freaking out because she thinks he just ran over her current boyfriend, and she thinks he's a crazy murderer, and she like pushes him out of the car and leaves him and goes to the police station and tells all the cops what happened, and then the ex-boyfriend's friend, who is a cop, goes to arrest him, and then they like start fighting because the ex-boyfriend doesn't want to get arrested and everything, and they have a fight, and I say a lot, I know, and so the asshole boyfriend who's possessed by Jason shows up at the police station and tries to get her, but then the ex-boyfriend and the cop friend show up at the police station to stop and see what's going on, and the ex-boyfriend gets a gun and shoots the possessed asshole guy in the head, but that doesn't kill him, and he like kills two police officers, and the ex-boyfriend gets his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend, and they go to like this cafe where the baby's being watched by these people in a cafe that sell Jason burgers, by the way. Jason, like, burgers that are made to look like hockey masks, which are weird because they're celebrating the fact that it's Jason's hometown and stuff. Um, but yeah, and Jason, or the douchebag boyfriend that's possessed, shows up at the diner, of course, and kills like all the people that work at the diner, basically. And then one of them like runs a steel or a iron rod or something through Jason, or through the asshole boyfriend that's possessed by Jason. It's like with the waitress, I think, but he like pulls her onto it, so then she dies too. So like she falls over, she's dead, and then the asshole boyfriend falls over, and like I guess you think he's dead, but it's not really dead, and he gets back up, but then or he doesn't get back up right away. They're both like laying on the ground, and they're sad over the waitress friend that died, I guess, and and so the ex-boyfriend goes to try to get some help, but then the daughter decides that she's just gonna leave and like you don't know why at first, and she just takes off in the truck, and the ex-boyfriend's like, "Hey, wait!" And then he goes back over to the bodies, of the one that's possessed, the guy that's possessed by Jason, the current douchebag boyfriend, and the waitress that are laying there, and he sees a note from Duke, the bounty hunter, that says for the daughter to come to the Voorhees house, and he has her baby, and so that's where she went, and so the ex boyfriend follows, and then she gets there, and he explains to her the whole Voorhees thing and how she's the only one that can kill Jason, and he throws her this knife, and she catches it, and it transforms into like the knife from Evil Dead, which is actually they borrowed it from Sam Raimi, and there's a book I guess about Jason and how he's like it has demonic powers or something, or he can possess people or something, and it's actually the Necronomicon. Like Sam Raimi let them borrow those props, and it's like so weird. And I guess I don't know if it was because they wanted to like eventually tie in Jason with Evil Dead, because I know they eventually did the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic books, but there was never really Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. There was Freddy versus Jason movie, but there wasn't Freddy versus Jason versus Ash movie. But and apparently, like in the comic book, it says that Jason's mom used the Necronomicon to resurrect Jason the first time, which is weird. It's weird. But anyways, that's weird, and and so they're all fighting, and like um, uh, and then the cops show up, and the daughter doesn't know who she can trust. She thinks everybody's possessed by Jason because Duke is like, you can't trust anybody. Everybody's gonna be possessed by Jason. So you gotta kill whoever is there, and like Rufus gets like knocked down into the basement somehow, or he falls through the floor or something, and like first cop shows up and he's like, you can trust me, I'm okay, it's fine, but she like stabs him and he dies, but he wasn't really Jason. And then I think another one shows up who is Jason, and he talks, and Jason talks for the first time ever, and like ever again. He never talked again, but he talks for the first time, and the one thing he says is like, "Get away from her." That's the only thing Jason's ever said in a Friday the 13th movie. Get away from her. And then like that cop, they beat him, and like his neck opens up, and this little demon like rodent thing, like slug rodent thing, it looks like a cross between a slug and a rodent and a demon, like tiny little thing, comes out. And I guess it's supposed to be Jason. That's supposed to be Jason. It's weird. Um, but he like comes out. It's weird. He comes out of he comes out of the cop's neck that got killed, I guess, or got defeated, and he crawls out of his neck, like makes a hole and crawls out of his neck, and the stuff that looks like this white slimy like looks like pasta. It looks like Alfredo pasta. Like the Alfredo pasta in that guy's neck. He had some pasta stuck in his neck, or he had pasta in his stomach or something, and he was enjoying the pasta while he was possessing the guy. I don't know. It was weird. And so like the ex-boyfriend is there and helping her. He's the one that actually killed the cop that Jason was possessing. And so they see the little demon rat thing, and they're trying to find it. They're like, we're gonna kill it, we're gonna kill it. And um and Rufus comes back upstairs with them. Like they pull him out of the hole in the floor, and the little rat thing goes through the hole down into the basement where the asshole boyfriend of the daughter was hiding her mother's body. And the ex-boyfriend's like, talks to Duke, he's like, does Jason have to be reborn through a live Voorhees woman, or does it matter if she's alive or dead? And he's like, no, it doesn't matter. And so that makes me think, like, when Jason was possessing the first cop, and like he stabbed her in the back and killed her, why didn't he come back and like do it? Was he afraid to like get caught or something? Or I don't know. It was weird. It's weird why he didn't try to go into his sister's dead body then. But like he goes up her skirt. I guess he goes up her, woo, or some other place. I don't know where he goes. but then he's reborn and it's Jason again. And I really like the design of the way that Jason looks. I mean, he's not really in the movie very much. Like, I don't know, maybe a total of like maybe 10 minutes, maybe more, maybe a little bit more than 10 minutes. Maybe I want to say like maybe 15 minutes, but that might even be pushing it. Of actual Jason Kane Hodder. Um, but I like the design. I like how he's kind of like melted. It kind of reminds me of the Toxic Avenger and the guy that got toxic waste poured on him in the original RoboCop movie. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. But apparently, what Kane Hodder says about the makeup is that it was supposed to be like Jason has worn the mask for so long that like his skin grew around it. Like that doesn't. I don't know if skin grows like that, but okay. But I really like the design. I think it's really cool. It's actually one of my favorite Jason designs, and I like the design for I think it's Seven. I think that's the one where he has the chain and like half of his mouth is kind of showing from underneath his mask, and it like rips off, and he's all like he's all ugly and stuff. And it's one where he's fighting the psychic girl. I like that design for Jason, and I like the Jason Takes Manhattan design. Um, and I like the remake's design for Jason, even though it's not really a remake because it's basically just like another Friday the 13th. And like I mean, I like it's one of the remakes I actually like. But anyways, yeah, I really like the design for Jason and Jason Goes to Hell. And so they fight him, or like the boyfriend like fights him. The ex-boyfriend fights him outside, like tackles him through a window, and they go outside, and they're just like punching each other. Like the ex-boyfriend like stabs Jason in the chest with a rake, and like Jason pulls it out and like throws it down, or like he has the handle and he's like hitting the guy with the handle, and then um the ex-boyfriend picks up a shovel and hits Jason like 5 times or something, and doesn't do anything, and then um and then Jason gets the shovel and hits the guy over the head, and he like falls down. And then like the ex-boyfriend climbs up a jungle gym, and Jason like tips it over, and then like they're like it's like come on, Jason, like you couldn't get your hands on this guy enough to like choke him to death or like crush his skull with your bare hands, or you couldn't go like find a weapon. And I guess they don't have enough time left in the movie for that, and so like the daughter sneaks up behind Jason while I guess he's about to kill the ex-boyfriend, and she stabs him in the heart with the Evil Dead knife, and that kills him, and like his soul or whatever is like coming out of him and stuff, and like the boyfriend like punches him, and like these soul sparks, I don't know what they are. These sparks and stuff come out of Jason's face, like, and then like these giant like rock hands, like something from like Jim Henson's Labyrinth, or like the Thing from Fantastic Four but bigger. Like these hands come and like drag Jason down to hell, and it's really weird. And I guess those people live happily ever after, and maybe they raise a little baby and stuff. I don't know. But apparently Jason gets dragged to hell, but his mask is left there, and Freddy's arm comes out and sets up sequel bait for a movie that doesn't happen for like another 10 years, because Jason Goes to Hell was like 1993, and I don't think Freddy vs. Jason came out until 2003. I want to say, because I think so, because I think I remember, because it came out the same time. Freddy vs. Jason came out the same year I graduated, which is 2003, I believe. So I mean, it took forever to get just to Freddy vs. Jason. It's like, what was the point of setting it up if you were gonna But I guess I think they couldn't get the right writers and stuff, and a bunch of other stuff that was happening behind the scenes. But apparently, Jason Goes to Hell, and apparently, this was supposed to be the final chapter. Jason Goes to Hell, and apparently, Hell is in space because Jason X or Jason 10 is the next movie after that. And so, yeah, and they kind of completely dropped the whole possession thing because apparently they figured out that fans didn't like that. And so yeah, it's an interesting movie. I don't hate it as much as I used to now. Maybe because I like the design for Jason so much, so that made me kind of like, even though he's not, he don't see him that much. It's an interesting movie. Does it feel like a Friday the 13th movie? No, definitely not. I mean, it does in the sense that the people Jason possesses is killing people like Jason would, pretty much. But I mean, so in that sense, it feels like a Friday the 13th movie, but it's not. It doesn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie because it's not actually Jason. You don't physically see Jason until like you see him at the beginning of the movie and then you see him at the end of the movie, and that's it. But and it's kind of sad. Well, no, that wasn't. I was gonna say it's kind of sad because that's Kane Hodder's last movie. It's Jason, but it wasn't Kane Hodder's last movie. It's Jason. Jason X was Kane Hodder's last movie. Um, but I mean, it's not as bad as um. I don't hate it as much as like I initially did when I very first saw it. Maybe I've matured a little bit. Um, but I mean, if you're going to see an interesting, weird, cheesy horror movie, sure, and with a little bit of Jason in it, then sure, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're going to see, a regular Friday the 13th movie, with the, Friday the 13th formula, campers, Jason kills them, they're doing bad things, Jason gets them, then this is not the movie for you. But I mean, I kind of like it now. I don't hate it. Um, but I mean, yeah. So this video has gone on way longer than I planned it to. I planned to just make a short little. I didn't really plan on going in depth on the movie, but I mean, I guess that's what a review is. But I like it. I guess I would give it. If we're going like from 1 to 10, I think I would give it a 6.5, maybe a 7, between 6.5 or a 7, somewhere around there. Stars. Um, it's enjoyable. It's not boring. It's just not It's not what we're used to seeing when we want to see Jason. So it's basically like the equivalent of Halloween 3 when there was no Michael, except for Jason shows up in this movie and Michael didn't show up in that movie. Um, but anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like Jason Goes to Hell? Do you like Jason's design in the movie? I really like that's my favorite thing about the movie is the way Jason looks. Um, are you excited for the Friday the 13th game that's coming out where you get to play as Jason and kill people? And they're gonna have DLC with multiple skins, and one of the skins is the design for Jason from Jason Goes to Hell, which I'm excited about. And I really want to play the game. I hope it comes out soon. And let me know what you guys think about that. And let me know what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is. Anyone, from 1 all the way to the 2009 remake. Let me know what you like. And, you can rank them if you want. You could just tell me your favorite. Let me know what your favorite Jason kill is, maybe. And, yeah. I guess I will talk to you guys later. And, be careful when you go into space, because that's where hell is, and that's where Jason is. Peace.